Most self-taught drummers don't have a practice problem. They have a sound problem, because you can practice for years and still sound like an amateur when you sit behind the kit. And the worst part, you probably don't even know why. But once you see this, you'll hear it instantly in your own playing. So what does sounding amateur actually mean? It's not about speed, and it's not about how many chops you have. It's this: your playing doesn't sound controlled. Your ghost notes are too loud or inconsistent, and your dynamics are all over the place. And your groove doesn't feel stable. Sometimes it sounds good, but you can't do it consistently. And this is exactly where self-taught drummers struggle. It's not because you don't practice, it's because no one ever corrected your sound. No one showed you how your strokes should actually feel or what they should sound like. So you've been repeating the same thing without realizing what's off. There are two things that instantly reveal this. First, stroke control. If you can't control your dynamics, you'll always sound messy. And second, timing and coordination. If your hands and feet aren't working together precisely, your groove will never feel solid. And this is why chops don't fix this. You can learn fills and you can play faster, but if these two things aren't there, you will still sound amateur. So instead of just talking about this, let me show you a simple way to start fixing it. So rudiments are, of course, great for practicing control, but unless you know how to play them, like which stroke types to use in given situations, you're not getting the most out of them. So they might still sound sloppy or messy, if you will, if you don't know which stroke comes in which part of the rudiment. So that's what we're gonna learn today when we are playing the 5-stroke roll. And we're gonna play two types of 5-stroke rolls, both triplets and also straight time. And if you want to have this PDF, you can find it at the Dynamic Drum Academy. I always prefer printing stuff because it makes them more tangible and it's easier to focus on the thing when you're playing. So if that works for you too, I recommend that. So here's the exercise. I'm going to play it first. 3 and 4 and So what happens here is the first bar we're going to play triplets, 8th note triplets with accented note on the first note of the triplet. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and And next I'm going to ask you to observe my playing, observe the motions in my hands. And when I play those two bars, watch my hands. Are there something to notice in the movement? So I'm going to play that again, and you can just observe my playing. I hope that you notice how my hands are doing the same motion in both of these bars, despite the fact that I am changing the rhythm a little bit. So the first bar is only triplets, and the second bar I played doubles, and in the second and third part of the triplet. So but you can see that these motions are the same. And what happens here is I play down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap. And that remains. But once I add those doubles, there's that one extra tap in the middle, but the rest is the same. And this is the form that needs to happen in order to make it smooth, the 5-stroke roll. So when we play that double, there's a tap and then there's up. But the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to play this as straight time, like the normal 5-stroke roll, if you will. So we're not in triplets anymore. But I'm going to play this exercise first, and you can see again what I'm doing. So the motions, again, need to be fixed. But first, let's take a look at the hand order. So the first bar is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Oh, my tongue. The important part is that we're going to just alternate the hands in this one. And again, watch what I'm doing. Down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap. And this is the motion that stays consistent even though we add the doubles. So in order for us to make it work, that's what we need to be doing. So here's the difference. If you can't control your sticks or your timing, you'll always sound amateur. But once this is in place, everything else starts to sound better. And it also opens the doors for you to play those chops and cool stuff and actually pull them off. And this is the difference between sounding like you play drums and sounding like a musical drummer. But many drummers think their problem is speed. And that's exactly where things go wrong. So if you want to understand why focusing on speed is actually holding you back, watch this next.